New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Brittany Chrishawn is an award-winning African-American filmmaker and social justice advocate who produced a film that explores police brutality, has been brutalized herself by officers in Jacksonville, Florida. Her film, Illville, most recently won an award at the Cannes International Pan-African Film Festival in 2020. She also stated, "I wanted to thank everyone so much for all of your support. This has been the longest and most humiliating and traumatizing experience of my life. And the fact that I'm facing up to 10 years in prison for this is literally sickening. Please help me with these calls to action if you can." So I made sure to place every single call to action that she has. And if you would like to further support, please visit the links. So you can clearly see the link to her GoFundMe, which is Justice for Brittany Chrishawn, and her change.org, which is Justice for Brittany Chrishawn. And she also stated that please flood these emails demanding to drop all charges against me and to release the muted audio. Melissa Nilsson, state attorney at mwnilsson@coj.net. Rich Gillio, prosecutor at rgillio@coj.net. Ron DeSantis, governor, at governor, what is that? Oh, Governor Ron DeSantis at eog.myflorida.com, and Lenny Curry, mayor at Mayor Lenny Curry at coj.net. My bad for the slight delay there. Like I said, I'm still feeling a little bit under weather, way better from yesterday. So my apologies. My apologies on that one. Some other things she stated: "Y'all, I finally saw the body cam footage and they muted out the parts where they incriminated themselves. Will y'all help me make it go viral? What they muted out will free me." She also stated this to the side: "I'm working on downloading all of the footage so I can share it. Please help me share when I do, y'all. They edited out everything I heard them say about setting me up and how they get away with stuff they shouldn't get away with just because they're officers. I remember hearing the whole conversation while in the back seat of the police car, scared straight at what they were saying. And now they've muted it all out. This is why it took them 7 months to finally release the footage." All right, so I'm going to do exactly as she wanted. I made sure to put this on my IG page, and I'm going to put this here on SEIJIHITO, the Second Coming, so that other people can be made aware, so that you can also share it and send it to your family members and different things of that nature. I'm going to make sure to have her social medias, all the links that she has in the comment description below. But please pay very close attention to all of the things that I pointed out in the video that she edited, that she put together, that she took the time and energy in order to get this information out. Listen to the way that the cops talk directly to her and her family members. Listen to how you will hear the cops say, I would characterize it as derogatory things about a black woman, or certain insinuations, or different things of that nature. Like I said, a lot of the proof is directly in the pudding. So I'm not exactly sure how is it that a lot of these social media rights activists and different things of this nature are not on this woman's team and bringing this to light for what it's worth. And then directly after the video, which is about 15 minutes long, that she put together, I'm going to put the aftermath of what took place after she was released from police custody.
Is that her gun or is it yours?
I don't even live here. I don't know whose gun it is. This is my
It's
first time hearing about it.
It's a little neon green pistol.
It's probably hers. She's probably allowed to have it. My sister's always walked the straight and narrow. She's always done everything by the book.
Yeah, she doesn't have a record.
At all.
Yeah.
At all.
That's why we're wondering why she acted out like that.
Baby don't even speed. I'm trying to tell y'all. So
yeah.
I'm over here pissed off because I'm the one that usually goes to jail. You know, I'm the one that's usually in custody. Yeah. I'm the one that's like, oh shit.
Right.
That's me. But she's not like that. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck y'all did to her.
Why is he here? Why are you here? Okay. And why are y'all smirking? Baby, back up.
Stop.
Hey, yo, he's smirking me!
So, we just can't go into your home. We can't go into your home without a warrant. But we can't go into your home without a warrant.
Yes?
Y'all beat her and knocked her teeth out?
No, ma'am. So,
man, she did that on the door. So I walk up to her, she runs from me, she slaps her fucking face in the door.
Yo, he's slapping me!
Man, she did that on the door. Slaps her fucking face in the door. Man, she did that on 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 the door.
But why?
Oh man, don't do this to me, please.
Girl threw whatever she has on her face on a spoon on me in the car.
What she throw on you? What did she throw on you? At no point in time did we ever punch, hit, strike, bite, nothing of her. Officer Paget is my name. In.
Please, man, that's my girl. Ma'am, stop resisting. Give us a hand.
I'm not resisting.
Well, come on, man. You're threatening to pull a gun on us.
You're threatening me!
Get her out.
This is my
I mean, come on. Now you're going to jail.
You're just mad because I'm a black girl?
No, because you battered a law enforcement officer.
I battered
Then you kicked me.
I kicked you?
Yeah, you kicked
What
me.
is your name?
Officer Paget is my name. In. Get in. Kick somebody else again. Huh? She kicked me when I was inside. Go somewhere. Unless you want to be a witness to it. You don't understand.
And no, you don't. And if you don't want to, if you continue to not want to help us, then we'll just put all that down too. Come on, brother, we'll go in there with you.
Okay. I mean, bruh, can y'all just wait till some more people get here? I don't want to go in there with y'all, if you don't mind. I'm sorry.
Brother, this has all been recorded the entire time. Nothing is going to happen to you.
No, you didn't throw me on ground, but you have to understand I'm scared, sir. I'm just, please.
So, this was all backed up over here.
It's a 2331 on here. Is that what you need? Or you need the tag number? No, I just need the number that's on the side that you just gave me. 2331.
So I backed into the driveway right here and started reading emails. So she comes out of the house, knocks on my window. It says, "Sir, huh?
Why'd you park here?
Why not? I'm out of the roadway." And the only reason why I sat here is because all this shit was backed up because of the crash.
Or you need the tag number. No, I just need 2331.
The reason why I sat here is because all this shit was backed up because of the crash.
Yeah, but why?
Just reading emails.
But why does it have to be in our yard?
This guy was sitting right here the whole time.
Yeah. Have you been out here for a hot minute?
Just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes. Did you see the young lady throw that object at the officer while he was sitting there in his car?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right.
All these people were across the street the whole time. Yeah. Which one of you fine gentlemen was out here the whole time listening to this nonsense? Huh?
What's going on, bro?
Hey. We're gonna ignore all the drinking and stuff going on over here. I need to know who was observing and listening to this mess over here. Huh? But I know the three of y'all been over here the whole time.
What I'm talking with?
Huh?
I'm talking and we were paying attention to what was going on.
You weren't listening to her yelling and carrying on over there.
I heard them hollering when y'all was over there, but I don't know what was going on.
Problem 5135, 3647.
Get those drinks and clear out. So I backed into the driveway right here and started reading emails. It says, "Sir, huh?
Why'd you park here?
Why not? No, I just backed in here to look at some emails. No.
That's why I was like,
now that was Lieutenant. Oh, I just backed in here to look at some emails. There's like another car, and he was out here the whole time.
Just be sure when you write your narrative, and there's no real examples on it. I did not activate my camera immediately because I was not anticipating the citizen reaction. I pulled over here real quick after completing the call.
But I mean, if you're gonna do that stuff and carry on like that, then you get it.
It's not illegal to have a firearm, but I mean, but when you call police to threaten the police.
Call the police. Now how that sound? You call the police.
She called 911. Ma'am, look at me.
She didn't have it in her hand.
She
She's
did.
so little.
She did.
She's
It was
so
right there
little.
next to
You
her.
that little girl right there.
She did have the firearm in her hand. If she would have touched it, she'd be dead right now.
Ma'am,
she did have the firearm in her hand. If she would have touched it, she'd be dead right now.
Ma'am,
she did have the firearm in her hand.
Yeah.
She did have the firearm in her hand. If she would have touched it, she'd be dead right now.
So he tried to take her into custody. She ran back here, and there was a gun right where homeboy is standing. Right where homeboy is standing. Right where homeboy is standing.
No.
The reason why she's not alive is because she didn't reach for it when we were there.
Oh my God. So what you're saying is she's not supposed to have her gun in her house?
If she's reaching for a gun in an argument with an officer...
She didn't though, right?
The reason why she's not alive is because she didn't reach for it. With an officer...
She didn't though, right?
And she throws a spoon with some sort of liquid on it on him. With a liquid on it.
Sir, that don't sound like Brittany.
Just be sure when you write your narrative, I did not activate my camera immediately.
Okay, well we have the spoon.
And we have the liquid. Hey,
what
ma'am,
kind of liquid on
ma'am, right here. And here's the thing: the reality.
Can I see what's on it?
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Okay, but
what's on it? What's on it?
I don't know.
We don't know. Is it a drug?
No, she's not that type of child.
Okay,
what's on it?
I don't know.
We don't know. Is it a drug?
No, it was obvious to her face stuff, but
what's on it?
I don't know. No, it was obvious to her face stuff, but
we don't know. Is it a drug?
No, it was obvious to her face stuff, but I mean, if you're gonna do that stuff and carry on like that, then you get it.
So she was fighting y'all?
Correct.
What happened to why she had to feel like she had to fight somebody? What happened why she felt like she had to fight somebody?
I was the one that she threw this at.
What did she throw at? A spoon?
With whatever substances is on it, ma'am. This is what happened. Your sister came up to my car, asked if I needed any help. She came up to my car and started throwing and threatening me. Your sister came up to my car, asked if I needed any help. I explained to her that I didn't, that I will be done very shortly. She said, I want you out of my driveway. And I said, ma'am, I'll be done in just a couple minutes. Right there.
So you was parked in our driveway?
In the driveway, yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead. What happened?
So I explained to your sister that I'd be leaving in a couple seconds. She said, I want you out of my driveway now, and threw this spoon at me that hit me in the forearm with whatever green substance it was on.
Were you in the car?
I was inside my car.
And she threw, and the spoon made it in the car?
Yes, through the window that I'd opened to talk to her.
With the substance on it?
Yes.
Okay. Were you in the car? Or
I was inside my car.
And she threw, and the spoon made it in the car?
Yes, through the window that I'd opened to talk to her.
With the substance on it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Why he came or anything?
No, he just started yelling at me. I asked, I said, "Hi, officer, can I help you?" And he started yelling at me, talking about leave him alone. He can be here if he wants to. I better leave him alone, yelling at the top of his lungs. Like, what is his problem? I'm asking him, what is he here for? I said, this is my yard. He said, this is a driveway. I said, this is my driveway. Why are you here? He started yelling.
Brother, this is a public access driveway.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Past all that, because honestly, he tried to give me some whatever about this being public property, and it's not. This whole, all of this concrete is ours. Yeah. So if she asked him to leave and he started arguing with her, I saw a video of what happened while she was saying, I asked him to leave and he's smirking and they yelling at me, and what kind of authority did they? And then all of a sudden she's yanked off to the fucking driveway and she's getting fucking beat up.
Quick for safety.
Toilet, I mean,
an empty parking lot.
Yeah. This not empty. This is something about a part that she owns.
But there's no car. It is shocking.
She called
You're
the police.
You're not listening to me.
I'm listening to you because so much stuff happening with the police now.
What stuff? What stuff's happening?
I ain't saying that you are.
No, but
I'm talking about a lot of stuff happening with the police doing stuff to killing people. Like that is a young man they killed just recently.
No, black people are calling the police each and every day.
Sure, people still, even though they call them, but a lot of them is still afraid of y'all. I have, because I done met some officers that's really nasty.
I don't know if you're actually keeping up with the news or anything.
No, so I keep up with the news, but not only that.
Have you seen?
I had experience with an officer myself.
Okay, well, you brought up an issue I wanted to bring up to you.
Calm, but he was rude and nasty, and
people can get like that.
All kind of ways.
Okay.
So I'm saying.
So she saw a police officer sitting here. She talked to him. He said he was just reading emails, and that gave her the mindset of,
well, no.
I'm terrified. I need to throw something at him and go get a gun?
No, sir. No, sir. What actually happened was they had some type of argument. He got very loud with her. I don't know what he said, but I heard him yelling at her.
Right. He just speaks loud normally. He's just a loud person.
Okay, I understand that. Well, I was inside. And I'm just telling you what I heard.
I appreciate that. Okay,
so
keep going.
I was inside, and I heard him yelling from outside. She was on the recorded line, calling the recorded line on purpose, letting them know I feel very fearful for my life. I feel very threatened. The cop was here. I didn't do anything to him, and he started yelling at me. And so I'm feeling very fearful, and that's why.
Okay.
It was you know, it was a call for help.
Why does she fear the police so much?
Well, like I said before, sir, with everything that's going on.
What's going on?
A lot of police are killing, like, black people.
Were you born here in Jacksonville? What?
My mouth hurts.
Okay. Were you born... You don't want to talk anymore? You're refusing to cooperate? Okay. Who's your niece?
There's something back here attacking me.
If a bug got in the car, you'll be out shortly.
Look at all them JSO officers. I'm recording it right now. That bitch ass. These are the JSO officers. They right over there right now, sitting in the same lot over there on some bullshit. And I've been hysterical, crying all night, can't sleep, insomnia. I've been peeking out the windows ever since. I've been looking out the windows thinking the cops is going to be right outside.
And there they are.
Because they have, apparently they think they have that authority. They think this is a public parking place. So technically they can park here at 3 o'clock in the morning is what they're saying. So I'm looking out the window and look what they're doing right now. Look what they're doing right now.
And this is first thing in the morning. Last night they were here. See, this is the same red steps, the same driveway that they were in when they attacked me. And here they are.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is like a plot. This is a plan. This is not.
Why when I get released though, it was 3 of them over there. It was too dark for us to record it. And then as soon as we wake up, they're back. I don't know if this can see me. I look.
So looking at this, nobody can tell me that this wasn't a targeted situation, right? You could clearly see that even the cop that was missing his 2 front teeth, because obviously he was in jail a couple of times and somebody must have got to him. He was like, yo, why did you park here? He even asked him that. And then the other cop, he was like, you know, I was out of the street. And then he started laughing. The other cop sat up there, the same exact cop sat up there and told him, he's like, well, you know, before you start your narrative, before you start writing all your information, this is what you say and this is what you don't say. This is what you list and this is what you don't list. This is how you set up everything that you're going to state. And that same exact cop decided to talk about a black woman sexually, right? And touching on that whole topic of the sexual how they wanted to attack the situation or talk about the black woman. Notice the fact that when the cop, the male cop with the tattoo, grabbed, reached, assaulted the black woman in her home, notice he didn't grab for her arm. He purposely grabbed on her shirt, exposing her on purpose. That's what he did. He did that on purpose. Like I said, these are not things that we have not seen before, right? And notice how he kept harping on the same thing because that's all he had was like, oh, well, she came up to my car. I was minding my own business. I was reading emails. I was doing reports. It was all lies. He stated that he was sitting there because everything was backed up because of a crash. Clearly, when we were able to see the street, there was no crash. Backed up for what? What crash? Literally, the one cop that rolled up rolled directly in the area that he said was a crash. So what did he do? What? He just came directly from the crash that was just like a couple of feet up and then just sped there for no reason? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And you can see how they're all laughing at the whole situation because they know it's BS and they know that they're going to get away with it. That's the problem. But when black people try to point this out, everybody's like, oh, no, this has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with race. Then tell me why. When they showed the video footage, when the main cop went over to talk to the 4 black guys, he was going to a lot of black people trying to hope that somebody was going to coon it up real quick and agree with the cops, right? Because he got a badge and because he's white. He went over to the main 4 elders, right, at the gas station, just chilling, just sitting up there shooting the breeze. He was like, he tried to insinuate a threat. He was like, you know what, I'm going to just ignore the open containers and different things of that nature. But did y'all happen to see anything? Right? And when he couldn't get anybody to side with him because everybody knew exactly what time it was, he was like, all right, well, y'all need to pack up and get out of here. As if he owns the gas station. The gas station superintendent or the owner never called the police. He has no right to sit up there and tell them to leave because they're not bothering nobody, right? Ain't nobody make a call for that section. Like I said, mind your business. You were supposed to be doing reports and doing emails. But like I said before, as he was walking out, explain to me, how is it possible that he could not park in the market that was to the right of her house, right? Why couldn't he park at the gas station? Right? And why couldn't he park in the empty lot that was to the right of her house? You had 3 open areas that you could have parked that were a public space, but you decided that you wanted to park directly in front of her house for no reason. That is suspicious because this whole thing looks like a setup. That's what it looks like. And then to further prove the fact that the cops are lying, the one cop, he was like, yeah, she threw like this spoon with this residue or this chemical. I don't know what it is. And then he was trying to lift up, showing his arm as if it was something there. But if you go back to the video footage, you can clearly see that that cop went to the other side of the car where the window was closed and the spoon is directly on the floor. So if she threw it at you, why wasn't it inside the car? Why isn't there a whole bunch of the stuff that she was using for her face, the face mask, cream or whatever it was, that should have been all throughout the car? How come we didn't see none of that? How come magically when that happened, your camera wasn't on? Because you're saying that it's assault and battery towards an officer. How? You mean the car? You mean the ground? Who? Those are inanimate objects. Not you, not an actual person. And this is what I try to get through to a lot of black people, letting them know that regardless or of whatever you have and know, things like this will still happen because at the end of the day, it's you versus them. And remember, this is a woman that is able to carry a concealed weapon. And they try to pin that on her. It's like, oh, she had a weapon. She had a weapon. Yeah, she has the right to have one. You even came back to the house and said that she doesn't have a record. So what's the problem with her having a weapon? Look at that. And then they wanted to continue to lie and sit up there and say that, oh yeah, this is how racist they are. Right. So when they were talking to the sister and the little boy was there, they was like, yeah, the gun, it was right there where homeboy was. What do you mean homeboy? That's a little kid. He's not a part of a gang. He's not part of a group. Right. He's not one of the juveniles that you've dealt with. That is a little boy. That's a child. But you want to refer to him as homeboy. See, that lets you know the mentality of these race soldiers out here when they decide they want to try to accelerate the age of your child in order to justify the reasoning as to why it was they were able to react to your child in such a manner. Your child can be 6 years old. Guess what? They're going to be treating your child like he's 18 or 23, especially if he's black. And we've seen this before. And then they went to the further extent. It was like, oh, yeah, here's the spoon in the bag. And the mother went out to reach it. They was like, oh, no, don't touch it. As if it was something caustic on it. Right. And then one of the guys is like, yeah, we don't know what's on it. Like, it could be drugs. Like, is it drugs? Like, are you serious? You're fishing now. So first, her gun was illegal. Now she's throwing drugs at cops. Right. And then they wanted to go to the further extent and say that she was threatening cops. That's not what she did. The 911 call, she clearly stated that, yo, I have my license to carry. I'm in fear of my life. If he just so happens to step into my house, I'm going to be forced to defend myself. She has that right because you don't have a right to be in her house. You don't have a warrant. You don't have anything that allows you to go directly into that house. But yet you still went to that house. And on top of that, on the body cam footage, you're going into the house opening doors. What you doing? What you doing? What you looking in closets for? Nothing in that house has anything to do with anything else. What's going on out here? What's really happening? But like I said, people don't, understand certain things up until it starts to happen to them. So like I said before, to a lot of the Caucasians, to a lot of the true Americans out there, be very mindful of the video that you just witnessed. That happened to this young black woman who was also a filmmaker, who is a social justice advocate, right? The exact same thing that she ended up doing a film on is the exact same thing that basically happened to her. Police brutality. But like I said before, I've been online on a multitude of websites, and it's pretty funny seeing a lot of true Americans agreeing with what it is that the cops did and trying to put all the blame on her. Like I said before, all of you belt liquor and suckers, you're going to have to sit up there and deal with this. And I'm just going to sit there looking at the clock. I'm just going to sit there every single time looking at the clock because that's what you do every single time. Because whenever it comes to a point where black people are actually in the right, you guys don't show up. But your friends will. They'll make sure to type on every single social media platform, oh, well, you know, this had nothing to do with race. This had to do with her attitude and the way that she came at cops. Maybe if she would have came a little bit differently, you know, things would have been, you know, way differently, because I know I respect law enforcement. You know, I respect, you know, the laws. You know, I don't have anything to hide. So, you know, law enforcement are, you know, free to come inside of my house and, you know, do whatever they want to. They can sit up there and search me 9 times. You know, if it makes them feel safe, yeah, they can do it. Matter of fact, they can search my little girl too. She's only 6 months old, but you know, if it makes law enforcement, you know, feel secure about everything, then you know they can sit up there and do it. Yeah. Right? That's what they like to say. But it's all right though, because at the end of the day, y'all clowns. You're gonna sit up there, stay on Goofy time, and then when it's time for that clown to, you know, start making his rounds and start doing that show, ain't nobody gonna be showing up. Goofy, like I said before, you don't understand that fat means greasy. You don't understand the thing, but soon enough you will, because you don't know how to train your dragons. And what's going to end up happening is after they're done ravaging all across the lands and the different villages, they're going to come right back home. And you're going to have to be the one that's going to have to deal with that and face that. And you don't have the weapons to literally take down what you created. You don't. Because they got stuff that you don't got. They got money that you don't got. They got support from the government that you don't got. Like I said before, you'll run out of stuff before they will. And then there's always other people, kids especially, that are willing to take their place. It was like, oh, you know, a cop, you know, he's no longer here. Well, guess what, Dad? I want to be a cop. I want to take over where that cop was. And then the cycle is going to continue. And it's going to be a never-ending fight. But like I said, at the end of the day, there's going to be a fight in between y'all, self versus self. It ain't going to have nothing to do with black people. Just like all the other wars that you've ever started, realistically, it had nothing to do with black people. That's just how you are. Because you can't talk certain things out, so you want to fight it out. You want to bomb it out. You want to shoot it out. That's what y'all like to do. Savages. 100% savagery. Historically, that's exactly what's been shown every single time in every single war. Nothing but savages. And you got the nerve to sit up there and try to look at black people, and you want to point the finger when you got the most blood and bodies on your hands from killing everything on this planet. If you could kill sunlight, you would kill it. The same things you've been doing with the oceans, the trees, the wildlife in the seas, the forest, and also people. Like I said, nobody has the body count that you have. Also given with such the low numbers in population, world population that you have, it's amazing how much damage a small population can do, right? The same thing that you say about black people, right? Every single day. It was like, oh, you guys are, 13% of the population, but yet you guys make up 100% of the crimes in America. You guys are the reason that, we're in trillions of dollars worth of debt. You guys are all on government assistance, sucking America dry because you guys don't want to work for anything. You guys always want to rely on white people. And then when we help you, you want to blame white people. And then you tell us not to help you. But then you still say it's our problem. Everything is your problem. It is. All of this is your fault 100%, but yet you don't want to take responsibility for what you made. Right? You stole this country from the indigenous people, and then you're like, well, we modernized it. It's our country. This is our God-given right. No, you might want to go back to Scotland and Ireland and some of the Norwegian areas up there in Europe. That's pretty much where you're from. Few areas far in between that really doesn't have large numbers and populations. That's where you're from. Like I said, you couldn't even follow the rules from your own lords. So you decided to sit up there and escape. I'm sorry, I gave you the nicer version of the story. Realistically, how you guys got over here is because a lot of you guys were prostitutes, drug dealers, hookers, molesters, and a variety of other things. And they decided that they wanted to get rid of you. So they made you conquistadors, right? And explorers, gave you a little BS title in a boat, and they thought that you were going to fall off the side of the world, but lo and behold, you actually made it. You're here. They're still shocked, still to this day, and they're wondering that why are you coming back here to Europe? Because we sent you away. We don't want you here. The Europeans don't even want you there. If you're American, you go over there to Europe and you let them know that you're American, they'll let you know how they feel about you. They're going to let you know that we are better than you. Like I said before, they didn't even want you. You were throwaways, 100% throwaways. You can't even own that. Your own people didn't even want you, but you got the nerve to try to talk about black people and everything that we went through. But you can't even address that your own country, right? Your own area didn't want you. They shipped you off like a secondary bastards that you are. Like I said before, y'all don't understand that, but soon enough you will, because the exact same things that you happen to see to black people every single day on camera is going to happen to you and yours by the very same police force that you allowed to hold on to that faith and that power and all of that that you gave them is going to run amok and is going to destroy you. But like I said, you're not going to see it up until it's too late. And I promise you this, don't look back and ask black people for help, because we've been asking you for help since the inception of this country and you ain't do nothing.